By doing that, join the club, brother. You tweeted something I found fascinating. I think we have it here. Last year, you wrote about Donald Trump. If you try to get into his mindset, you just have to say, this is someone who truly cannot comprehend what it means to do something greater than himself. You cannot politicize fallen American soldiers under any circumstances. That is a red line. He crossed it willingly and is defending himself. Trump came in and essentially said, it's all about me. What matters most to him is his ego and what benefits him, not others. Get ready, because Donald Trump is currently having an intense public outburst, and it's all thanks to the sharp critiques of Adam Kinzinger and Jimmy Kimmel. This isn't just an emotional reaction, it's a continuous and very public outpouring on Truth Social, similar to a reality show. It began when Kinzinger, once an ally of Trump, gave an interview revealing moments that cast Trump in an unflattering light. Then Kimmel returned from vacation with renewed energy and a nickname, Donnie Diapers, that quickly went viral. The internet reacted instantly. Trump responded by posting in all caps on social media, insisting he is very clean and never needed any such products. His supporters began justifying this in various ways, attempting to frame it as something positive. Meanwhile, Melania may be distancing herself in private, possibly preparing for future decisions. Many online are reacting with amusement, seeing this as a dramatic moment combining criticism from a former ally, mockery from a comedian, and widespread public reaction. Trump, once known for projecting strength and success, now finds himself engaged in online debates about personal matters. This situation is being seen by some as symbolic, an unexpected turn for someone who built a public image around control and winning. Kinzinger's revelations and Kimmel's jokes seem to have struck a nerve, triggering this strong response. Despite this, some media outlets and politicians continue to support Trump, which others find troubling. One commentator mentioned that their political party no longer defends democratic principles and said that their goal is now to stand up for those principles. When they first spoke out against Trump, they were surprised at the amount of hostility they received. There are even references to Trump's personal habits, which have become the subject of public discussion and memes online. The situation has prompted reactions that mix political criticism with internet culture, humor, and speculation. One former associate remarked that Trump doesn't understand why someone would sacrifice for a cause that doesn't directly benefit them. That's why he sees people who serve without personal gain as foolish. In the meantime, the internet is filled with jokes and memes, including altered images, slogans, and puns, many of which are centered around the ongoing situation and the reactions it has generated. A dream come true for meme creators. 5:04 Despite trying to appear calm, Trump's tweets suggest otherwise. His outbursts are coming faster than you can say, well, you get the idea. One moment, he claims he's never heard of Kimmel, nothing says I'm not bothered like threatening legal action. The next moment, he's calling Kimmel a failed comedian and threatening to sue for defamation, a joke about poop, yet the more Trump responds, the more it seems Kimmel has a point. The phrase "the lady doth protest too much" seems to apply here, though in this case, it's more like the orange man tweeting excessively. Every time he reacts, Trump fuels the joke further. This is a textbook case of the Streisand effect. Trying to hide something only brings more attention to it. There's more. Apparently, Trump's new nickname may come from a less than pleasant origin. Staff members reportedly complained about a particular odor that seemed to follow him around the White House. While there's no claim being made about a medical condition, the saying goes, if it walks and quacks like a duck, well, you know the rest. So News has the word news in the title, yeah. To whom do you assign? Donald Trump shows no commitment to truth. Every president in U.S. history has at least shown some basic commitment to telling the truth sometimes. What did it smell like, specifically? Well, take armpits, ketchup, makeup, and a little butt, probably like all that mixed together. Then there's the story about a staff member being pushed by another because she was likely upset about what was happening. She had probably spent her life honoring the office, and now felt it was being made a mockery of. It's like, I'm going to lose in my district by doing this. Join the club, brother. Yeah, you tweeted something interesting. I think we have that here. This was last year. you wrote about Donald Trump. It appears Trump supporters are holding their noses and mouths, because Adam Kinzinger just dropped a stink bomb. And believe me, this time it's not just political. Kinzinger apparently has some very unflattering information about Trump, enough to make even the most loyal supporters need a clothespin. What's the big whiff? Kinzinger has been revealing personal details about Trump's hygiene, painting the former president more like a forgotten gym bag than a daisy. Going after a cult leader can feel like going after someone's religion. Are there other Republicans who feel the same way but aren't speaking out? Oh, there are so many, he says. It's not about sympathy, but this is happening in families across the country. People may have been afraid to talk about it, but it was obvious. Maybe not all the time, but it was there, and yet, it doesn't seem to mean anything to his supporters, not to mention what he said about McCain. Not to mention the suckers and losers comment. It's every week, he says something new. People sometimes say to me, Adam, you're courageous. I appreciate it, but I'm not courageous. I'm just surrounded by cowards, and it's not just Kinzinger. Similar things have reportedly been mentioned by other former White House employees. A strong stomach and weak sense of smell may have been job requirements. You might wonder why Trump's body odor is even being discussed. Aren't there more important things going on? Sure, but Kinzinger's point isn't just about ridicule. This isn't just a smear, though that may be a side effect. His goal is to chip away at the image Trump's followers have built around him. Talking about hygiene issues makes Trump seem like an ordinary person, someone who might forget deodorant or skip a shower. Kinzinger wants to show that Trump has flaws like anyone else. Social media has exploded with this revelation. A political tuna can has been opened, left in the sun. People are making jokes and nicknames left and right, ones that might even make Jimmy Kimmel blush. It's a circus out there, but here's where it gets interesting. People are beginning to question the timing. Is this just an attempt to smear Trump, or is there more to it? Kinzinger suggests this goes beyond hygiene. It's about personality. He argues that if someone can't manage basic personal care, how can they manage a country? Right now, Trump's team is doing major damage control. They probably wish air freshener could fix the whole situation. But bad smells tend to linger in politics, and this isn't just about the laughs. The way we talk about politicians is being seriously questioned in light of this entire sour situation. Should we stand united, or is it fair to criticize their personal behavior? Some argue that bathroom humor has no place in policy discussions. Others believe that every aspect of a leader, including the uncomfortable ones, matters. There's no easy answer to this political dilemma. In terms of political controversies, Trump's recent photo opportunity has turned into a complete disaster. He visited Arlington National Cemetery but turned the occasion into what felt like a rally instead of showing respect. Yes, that's right, he likely deserves most of the blame. But figures like Kevin McCarthy also played a role. After January 6, Trump was largely rejected by the Republican Party, at least for a short time. The idea that Trump is going to save America has stirred intense emotion. This pattern of behavior is classic Trump, controversial and often offensive. His actions at Arlington were particularly striking. A president or candidate visiting such a sacred site should be there to honor the fallen, not take campaign-style photos. You cannot politicize the memory of American soldiers who have died in service. That's a line that should not be crossed. But Trump crossed it, and even defended his actions, smiling and giving thumbs up as if he were at a rally. Using a place of honor for campaign purposes is troubling. Still, he did it, and would do it again. The outrage from veterans and the families of fallen soldiers is understandable. Arlington is supposed to be a place of solemn remembrance, not a stage for personal promotion. To make matters worse, Trump's team reportedly shoved a cemetery employee out of the way to get a better photo. This kind of behavior, treating the cemetery like a crowded sale event, showed a clear lack of awareness of the setting. Adam Kinzinger, a vocal Trump critic lately, condemned the event. He stated that politicizing fallen soldiers is completely unacceptable and accused Trump not only of crossing the line but of doing so willingly. He also noted that Trump was now going after the cemetery worker who was shoved, calling it a disgrace to the office of the presidency. Kinzinger's comments reflect the general view that Arlington should be a nonpartisan space, a place where all Americans can honor sacrifice regardless of political affiliation. Trump seemed to have ignored that principle. While he was reportedly invited by Gold Star families who lost loved ones during Biden's withdrawal from Afghanistan, the visit became more about Trump than about them. It was tone-deaf, like bringing party decorations to a funeral. Trump quickly began defending himself, but the backlash continued. One of the speaker's own former military colleagues said he was ashamed to have served with him. Kevin McCarthy's visit to Mar-a-Lago, seen by some as a political resurrection for Trump, is also viewed critically in this context. Trump's history of avoiding military service through a medical exemption, despite being active in school sports, adds further controversy. Even now, he's reportedly targeting the cemetery employee involved, which only adds to the disrespect many perceive in his behavior. Critics question whether Trump even understands the concept of respect. Maybe it needs to be explained to him in very simple terms. Many are beginning to doubt that he knows how to behave appropriately in solemn places like Arlington. It's not hard: arrive, pay respects, and remain silent. But for Trump, every appearance seems like a campaign opportunity. Veterans groups are outraged. They argue that his actions are deeply disrespectful to all who have served. It's as if he showed up at someone's home, asked for snacks, and put his feet on the table. Not okay. Even Trump's strongest supporters might find this incident hard to justify. Ignoring questionable tweets or crude language is one thing. Disrespecting fallen soldiers is another.